Top-ranked St. John's girls basketball grinds out a victory over number 2 Paul Vi. With only a few seconds left on the clock and the biggest game of her team's season so far now in hand, St. John's freshman guard Azzi Fudd walked slowly up the court to the free throw line. As she passed midcourt and 4 of her teammates celebrated around her, she stared ahead, eyes set on the basket. The free throws, taken calmly and made easily, gave Fudd 27 points on the night and capped her 6-point scoring run in the final minute of a 51-45 win. The number 1 Cadets, 11-1, had been tied at 45 when senior Sydney Wood stole an inbounds pass and dished it to Fudd, who attacked the basket and laid it in. 4 free throws followed, sending number 2 Paul Vi, 10-2, to the home locker room in silence. "I was nervous for this game but I was also excited," Fudd said. "I watched from the crowd last year and saw what a good matchup this is." Wednesday's game was the first time the two teams had faced off since St. John's took down the Panthers to win the 2017 CAC championship. So far this season, both teams have mostly rolled through arduous non-conference schedules. Paul Vi's margin of victory in their 10 wins this year was 26.1 points. For St. John's, that number was 25.7. That's what made the start to Wednesday's game frustrating and a bit confusing for both teams and their fans, as mistakes were frequent and baskets were hard to come by. Fudd nailed the first shot of the game, a smooth pull-up jumper from the right elbow, but mustered only 5 points for the rest of the half with Paul Vi junior guard Ashley Owusu bearing down on her. The Cadets got 10 points apiece from Wood and center Maluch Mutombo to balance the scoring sheet. "We couldn't figure things out offensively at all there for a while, so to come away with a win I feel relieved," Coach Jonathan Scribner said. Owusu led the Panthers on offense, scoring 18 points. Her 5 buckets in the third quarter helped key an 11-0 run that gave Paul Vi momentum and a 3-point lead heading into the fourth. With about 4 minutes left in the game, Owusu came to the sideline with cramps. Over the next few minutes, she alternated between lying down behind the scorer's table to receive treatment and doing her best to limp around the court as the teams traded baskets. Finally, on an inbounds with 1 minute left, Owusu fell to the floor at midcourt, covering her face in pain. Fudd, who had taken advantage all night of anyone else guarding her, went on to end the game. "You hate to win that way when their best player goes out the way she did," Scribner said. "You don't want to win that way, but we really took advantage when she went out." After a first half dominated by defense, the second became all about taking advantage. Each team scored in bursts until the final minutes, when Fudd's solo run finished things. "When they went 11-0 I was just thinking we have to weather this," Wood said. "We had to weather their run so we could go on a run of our own. And